Had to do it, folks. Welcome to another episode of
Triggered.
Well, let's jump right into this video. Alright, man, so here's something that I don't understand. The HTC U12 Life. Phenomenal phone. Looks like it's going to be great. 6 gigs of RAM, 3600 milliamp hour battery, but it's not coming to the US, which forced me to make another video
on my Triggered
episode. It has a 16 megapixel camera that shoots in 4K on the rear. It's got that dual camera setup that, you know, everybody's loving right now. It may not have the cutout at the top of the screen. You guys call it a...
you know it's called.
But it does have that rear setup with the cameras going, you know, that way. For the life of me, I don't know what's happening in the US market, but this is getting a little annoying. Just a tad bit. I really want to get the U11 or U12 Life in the US, but as of right now, as we're recording this video, August 30th or 31st, we're not getting it. And therefore, I was forced to be
Triggered.
This looks like an amazing phone, man. I don't even understand why a lot of things are happening in the industry the way they're happening. 6-inch display, Snapdragon 636, running a stock Android build, Snapdragon 836. Did I say that? I said that. 6 gigs of RAM. I think I said that too. 3600. I think I said that too. Android 8.1. It's probably definitely going to get Pi. What is going on with the phones that we're getting in the US? All the phones that come to the US pretty much cost an arm and a leg. You have to tear one off and give it to the retailer along with your credit card or your check or however you're paying with cash. You got to rip it off and give it to them. I don't understand it. I was really hoping and excited. Now, I talked about both of these phones. The next phone I'm going to talk about too. I talked about this other phone too in another video. I talked about these phones in another video. I was hopeful, but I'm kind of getting word that they're not coming to the US at all. Thus, I have to try to find a way to get them if I want them, and they probably won't have any of the LTE bands for the US. Just leads me to believe that every time something like this happens, I have to make another episode
of Triggered.
Why in the world will such a great device not be offered? And I'm saying great just based on the specs at hand, but I just don't understand this. Why in the world are they doing this to the US? Who did this to someone in another country to slap the US with all the high prices and phones that are really not needed and they're not as good as they say they are? Who did this to us? Who got in the fight in the back room and they say, you know what? I'm not gonna hook up US at all anymore. I'm just gonna, you guys are gonna get all the high prices. We wanna brainwash everybody into thinking that they have to spend $1,000 on a phone to get a good phone.
Why?
Moving on. ZTE. You know, I didn't want to do it, man, but it definitely set me off, and I was
Triggered
to make this video about that. Now, what you're not gonna see, you're not gonna see me say, oh yeah, you know what? You are gonna see me say it. Why? Why in the world is this phone not coming to the US? Now, I'll admit, the design played out. So many phones have this design, it's unreal. The real question is, why do the phones have this design? I think I said it in another video. If it's not functional, don't do it. If it's not functional, do not use this design. Now, the ZTE one is even worse, you know, in the sense of we're not getting it. I'm talking about a 20 megapixel setup on the rear. You know, it's got a 12 and a 20. 6 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs internal storage. Say it with me.
Triggered.
4,000 milliamp hour battery. And this one has the nerve to have a 6.2-inch display. Android 8.1. Snapdragon 845. It's got stereo speakers, folks. It may not look the same.
Shout out to my Project 13.
It may not look the same, but they're probably going to sound great. This is the Axon 9 Pro. How in the world? And I know that ZTE just had a bunch of problems. We don't need to beat that horse up. But I'm
triggered
to make this video because we deserve phones like this. Because I know for a fact if ZTE brings this phone to the US with US LTE, it'll be less than my Galaxy Note 9. It'll be less than my iPhone X. It'll be less than any other phone that I have.
Why?
Another episode of
Triggered
had to be made for this, man, because the pricing on the phones in the US are ridiculous, man. They're ridiculous. There's absolutely no reason for us to be paying these crazy prices and getting what we're getting. Absolutely not. So HTC, ZTE, I need you guys to stop this madness and bring both of those phones to the US. Give us what we deserve. Loyal supporters of both brands. No brand loyalty, but I definitely have a lot of their products. Both of them. However, I do not appreciate having to make a video like this under my episode.
Triggered.
Please don't let this happen again. The next phone that you guys bring out, HTC, I'm talking to you, ZTE, I'm talking to you, you better bring those phones to the US with LTE bands and better specs. Got me? I'm out.